It is Let's Talk Arts and Entertainment on WMAY. Well, I say it quite a bit anymore before almost every show that there so much theater, so many performances have either had to be moved virtually or canceled in the past year, but they are still finding ways to be able to be presented and so that people can act and do all sorts of different things. Talking once again about one of those productions with Craig McFarland. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Last time I talked to you, which was a while ago, we were talking about your podcast, The Front Row Network. But today we're going to be talking about a fundraiser that you are a part of. What is going on at the Chatham Area Public Library?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on to talk about it. What's going on is this is the 21st annual murder mystery dinner that they put on for the Friends of the Library. So this raises funds that the Friends of the Library then can use to help make some advancements in the library. Actually just heard that they purchased a book bike. So there'll be a way of getting some library materials to people all around Chatham very easily, which is great. But this is a murder mystery dinner like no other, because you get to have dinner at your house. This is a streaming murder mystery fundraiser, and we hope that you can be a part of it because, again, it benefits the Chatham Area Public Library, which is a great resource, not only in Chatham, but also just for the area in general. It's such a wonderful library. It has such a wonderful children's area when they're able to open that back up again. So really happy that I get a chance to help out the library in any way.
Yes, and wonderful, and all of the dinner theaters, and especially there's a couple different dinner theaters that are murder mysteries. Those are always such a fun time. Now, this is the 21st annual. How long have you been doing this? Have you been in multiple productions of it?
I have been doing this now for 3 years. I got recruited because somebody had to step aside for a year, and then they couldn't get rid of me. I just keep coming back year after year. I have to give a shout out to Laura Mitkos, who is the one that brought me into the fold and knew that I enjoyed the Chatham Library, and also knew that I really enjoy getting to act a little bit. And this is fun because this is a really zany script. It's something different than what I'm used to doing in theater. It's actually written by Ryan Byers, who is the husband of the director of the library, Amy Byers, and he is just it's so much fun. He has so many puns and all those things that you expect from a classic murder mystery, just over the top zaniness, over the top plot lines. He writes those himself and puts them in every single year. And so it's just a joy. It's a treat to be able to play along with that cast of characters. I should mention also Greg Bishop, your studio mate, is a huge part of this every single year. And he's been doing it for way longer than I have been. And it's just so much fun to be able to do all this with everybody.
Yeah, and Greg Bishop, he talked with Ryan pretty recently, and he's also, I believe he's also he also helped to shoot it and edit it. So that is very excited to see that as well. So since it is a murder mystery, there's of course a lot of things you don't want to give away. But if you can, tell a little bit about the character you're playing and what people can expect when they watch it.
Well, let me tell you the murderer. No, I'm just kidding. I am playing. So Ryan, what he does is he tries to get a mixture of pop culture references, whether those be recent or older. And then also he does some topical characters as well. So my name in the show is Alt Dwight, which I don't know if you can get the play on words there, but I am someone who calls into a local radio station quite frequently with some maybe conspiracy theories. Now, I don't know if at WMAY you have any of those types of callers, but
never. No one ever calls like that.
But I am playing a version of that type of a caller and someone that's really in the know with everything that's really going on in Chatham.
Wonderful. That's great. That is going to be great. A lot of fun there. So these are usually done. Are they usually done in the library? Mm-hmm. Have you done them on? So they do them right there in the library. Usually, I mean, this one of course is over Zoom. So
Yeah. So what's cool
yes.
about it is they have kind of a community area, and so they set up the tables right there, and we sort of just perform in front of the tables. There's not really a stage necessarily, but it's a lot of fun generally in person. And actually, going back to last year, this was the weekend that everything started to shut down last year. So we weren't even sure if we were going to do this murder mystery last year. I think had it been maybe even a day or two later, we probably would have not done it. But it was really fun to get to be able to act like that in that setting one last time. And this year we were thinking about canceling it. The Friends of the Library had actually talked about canceling the fundraiser. And I think it was a lot of the different players like myself that really enjoy this just decided, you know what, if there's a will, there's a way. We could figure out a way to be able to stream this and bring this to people, which is kind of cool too. You know, I know there's downsides, of course, to not being able to perform live theater. They're all around us, and I miss live theater like crazy. But what's neat about this is that anybody from anywhere can access this murder mystery and be able to watch this zany murder mystery happening in Chatham, Illinois. So it is kind of cool that it's taken us to a broader audience. One of my castmates, Dave Kimsey, was talking about how his family is in Texas and they've never been able to see him in one of these, and now they're going to get to. So there are some advantages that come along the way, but I'm really glad that we're still able to do this over streaming this year.
That is great, and that is awesome. That is one of the things, just generally with as theater has been going on in this time, and as it continues to go forward. I've talked a little bit about this with a couple people, that I think the idea of streaming a show, while it's also being performed live, whether it's a live stream or it's like a recorded version of the show, I think that is in some capacity going to stay around, because like you said, I know somebody who lived in Chicago who came to visit me to see a show. It was out at the Muni. I think it was a Little Shop of Horrors, but it was the final performance and it rained out, and they like came all this way and didn't get to see the show. So it is great that is, that you guys are streaming it. And like you said, family's never been to, see them in anything here, and now they're able to do it. I think that's great. I think that
it's really cool. It helps open up Broadway or theater to make it more accessible to people.
Yeah.
What it does is it allows for people to be able to, like you said, see those productions, and maybe sometimes things can even be cost prohibitive. Like look at Hamilton. Right. Hamilton on Broadway with that original cast, tickets were thousands of dollars on StubHub or wherever you were going for tickets. And so now we can open up a streaming app and we can watch the entire filmed production right there. And so I do think that some of that is likely to stay around. And I think that we're better for it, because again, it just helps open up those doors to people that might be curious about theater or curious about live shows, but don't necessarily want to go out and view them quite yet, or they feel like there's a barrier between the price or whatever the case may be. And so it is really neat that we get to have these kind of experiences during this time.
I think so too. And like you said, I think it is definitely for the better for that. So with this production, I believe it's Sociopathic Distancing, The Nightmare at 6 Feet Apart. That's great. That's wonderful. So that is, when is it going to be? Can you watch it on demand? And what are the price ranges?
Yeah, a couple of different viewing types and opportunities for you. So they are going to be doing a premiere, which is going to be on March 13th. And what's fun about the premiere is that we usually give out prizes at these things. And so they are going to have sort of an interactive feature with the premiere where you do get to guess the murderer in advance. And if you get the murderer correct, you are entered to win a prize for that. So they are still able to bring that from the real life performances into the streaming performance as well. Great. But then what is kind of beneficial for people like me, maybe with small children or whatever, we are doing it on demand as well. So it'll open up on March 15th. And you'll be able to basically view it at any point in time between March 15th and March 31st. Once you start to view it, you have 48 hours to finish it, which is kind of cool too. So if life happens, you do still have time to be able to go back to the stream and check it out that way. It is, we're hoping for $20 per person or $40 for the family. Again, because this is a fundraiser, it directly benefits the Chatham Area Public Library and the Friends of the Library. So we do would love to raise some funds for that, so that way they can continue to make improvements to this great building, this great resource that we have in the Chatham area.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be great. So you'll be able to see Craig, you will see Greg Bishop, and you will be helping out a wonderful cause, a wonderful place, and you'll be able to see, have a fun time in your house, and do that live event as well if you can. And that interactive component of it is still there. That is Sociopathic Distancing the Nightmare at 6 feet, the Murder Mystery Dinner Theater fundraiser for friends of the Chatham Area Public Library, I believe. Yes.
Yes, and you can
Okay.
find all that information on chathamlib.org. So chathamlib.org. And you can find it right there on the homepage. It's one of the first boxes that you'll see. And so if you haven't checked out the Chatham Library in a while, it's such a cool place to go to, and I can't wait to go back. In fact, my son has it on his list for the very first thing he wants to go to. They are doing some open for some short browsing for people, but they don't have like the children's play area open quite yet. Hopefully in the future that will happen. And we love supporting them as part of the community and would love it if you would support them too. So chathamlib.org, and you can check out all the information for the Murder Mystery Fundraiser.
Wonderful. Make sure you get to that website, chathamlib.org, for information for all that. Craig, thank you so much for joining me once again, and we will be doing this again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It is Let's Talk Arts and Entertainment on WMAY.